Doing a timing belt job today. When you're doing the timing belt, you want to make sure that your cam gear is at 12 o'clock and your crank gear, the little pin right here, is at 3 o'clock. And that's how you know that your engine is at top dead center. For your crankshaft gear, this is the old one. You want to make sure the thicker side is facing to the front. Okay, so got my assembly lube on there. Now let's slide this on, just like that. Now you want to grab your timing chain, and it says you are supposed to lubricate this with a multi-purpose lithium grease. Okay, now that I have this coated in grease, you can see our two links that are discolored. You want to line those up with this mark on the cam gear, and there is another mark on the crank gear, and I will show you those in just 1 second after I get this together. Okay, that was a bit of a fight, but we got our dark link with the dot, and then I put this in here finger tight just so the cam gear won't fall off. And then we got that mark with that link. So now we gotta try and get this freaking tensioner in here. Okay, so to get my tensioner in, I left this bolted how it is, 12 o'clock, that. I left this the same, 3 o'clock-ish, and then I pulled this out, because like you can still slide this with the chain on there. I pulled this out, and then in between here, I put the tensioner in between here and behind the chain, and then I pushed this in as hard as I could, and then I got the chain to sit on the edge, and then I used a screwdriver to just poke in between the chain and here, and I just flipped it on while I pushed this gear back. So I got that on there. Now I'm gonna try and put the guides on. Okay, I got the two guides in. Got these two 10 mils right here and right here, and then there's this one right here, and this one you leave somewhat loose because that way you can still move this guide to fit that top hole. Okay, so this is a little more confusing. I never took this off of my old one, so mine was already set where it needs to be. There's a little dot right here, and basically this part, you would spin it until that dot lands at the top every single time, because that's how you know it's in balance. So mine was already in balance because I never moved mine. So I just placed my chain right here, and then I slid these two on at the same time, and it lined up pretty easily. This one lines up with this dot, and this one lines up with this dot. And another thing to keep in mind, the gear, so it comes with two of these, your timing kit, and one side has a spacer that pops out, and the other side looks like this. So see, no spacer, spacer. So on this side, you want to make sure that the spacer is popped out, and then on this side, the spacer is on the inside. So yeah. And now what you should have left over is, you wouldn't have this because I'm just reusing my old one, but you have 3 guides, and then you should have all of these screws. This one is going to go with the one with the big hole. This one goes here, and then I'm pretty sure the longer two go with this one and the shorter two go with this one. Okay, so I have it all together. Sorry about the motorcycle, that's my friend. So this is gonna be the longest one, and then the 3 longer-ish ones go here, and then it's gonna be this one and this one, and then this one is the one that had that casting around it, and this is your tensioner one. And to set tension on this belt, you want it about the same as the timing belt. So just wiggle it in here, feel the tension, and then wiggle it in here, Feel the tension, see? There's like barely any slack, and that's good. So yeah, now I'm gonna tighten this down. And after I do that, I'm gonna put a little bit of grease on all of these parts. And just kind of grease it up a little bit, put it on the cam gear, and then yeah, should be good to go. Okay, so I can't really do it because I only got 2 hands, but literally all you do is put the 14 on here and push down while you tighten it. And yeah, so now you can see you got timing mark. This dot is at 12 o'clock. I'm gonna tighten this in a second. And then we come down here. That gear and that dot are lined up. See if I can zoom in on it. That bit and the dot is covered in grease right now, but dot's right there. And then we've got this dot and this mark. Got that dot and that mark. And lastly, we've got that dot. All right, I did a lot of RTVing off camera. I RTV'd the entire top of the oil pan and RTV'd extra in the corner right here and right here to make sure there's no leaks. I copper sprayed this gasket, and I've got the timing cover bolts that I can put on right now on. Obviously later I'll have to do something with this because the AC bracket goes right here. But yeah, in case anybody needs the bolts, timing cover bolts, it's these 4 on this side and these 3 on this side. Yeah, so later is water pump, and hopefully I can finally get this thing sealed. Okay, got everything torqued down, did the cam plug in the back, and then head cover gaskets on, got the semi-circle plug on. Couldn't get my water pump on because they didn't send me hardware with it, of course. AC brackets on. Wish this pollen didn't make it look like crap, or else it looks so nice and shiny. But yeah, that's what we got done so far. After spending $67.79 on the timing and balance chain and $324 on the timing cover gasket, our new total is $1,148.40.